One podcast episode we actually started normally.
Oh, really?
I think it was like 13.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
But do you
not
know
sure.
do you know which one's not being started
Oh,
as
for
normal?
fuck's
This one, which is episode 16 of the Roll With It podcast.
Oh, I'm going to be sick everywhere.
Coming to you, quote unquote, live from the basement dwellings of the Variety Bar on Saughey Street, one of the finest establishments you can water your hole in.
It's one of the only ones we're drinking in fucking Saughey Hall Street.
I
Anyway.
mean,
You know what I
we
mean?
always say it. Is it
Well,
the best in the street?
Aye.
Sure.
Berlinkies is pretty sound.
It
But
sounds-
no, you want to come to VB. Come
Yeah.
on.
Is it?
It's all right.
I've
I
never
mean,
been.
Big Tom Urie's getting ready for his quiz tonight. So,
Indeed, that's right. Aye.
Yeah.
Ah, awesome.
But I am the precog son of the podcast. What Christ, I've
You've got
forgotten
so
my
many titles
you've
now.
forgotten.
I've forgotten. I've had more titles than I can remember. I am the assistant to the executive producer of the podcast.
Yes,
I am the East Coast variant of Gred Squared. I am the editor of this podcast and general shithouse. And to my left, we have
the executive producer of the
Oh,
podcast.
Greg
Executive. That was
I
awful.
thought about that on the walk down. I was like, there's
Very
a
good.
pun that I can get
Very
behind.
good.
Oh,
yes.
dear.
The East Coast variant, Greg W.
You're the
How
East
are
Coast?
we? West Coast.
West
Whoa! I was
West
like, have you
Coast variant.
transferred?
West Coast.
Maybe. Aye, there's a transfer going on.
Transferred.
I just sold the Hibs for $5,000.
I mean, to be fair for Hibs, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of teaspoons.
It's true, and our dynamic duo opposite us.
Yes, I am hero of the Soviet Union and co-owner of Rollway, Connor Fallon. How's it going, my people? It's lovely to dictate to you.
It just never
Again.
gets any easier to hear it.
And who's immediately to my right?
And I am the saint of Rolliet. That always happens.
But
Okay.
But
we are not alone.
we are not. There's someone else here today, troops.
As advertised earlier today, as we record, we have artist, photographer, musician, and creator
BAFTA
of apologies. Do not let me.
I
do
will
not.
Really?
up
That is
this.
Yes.
fancy.
Massively.
My sincere apologies, but he is also the creator of Pale Tides. Paul Scott Canavan's in the house.
Hi. I hate everything that's happening right now.
There is nothing worse at all.
That is too many things that you said about me, and my brain doesn't understand. But thank you. It's a joy to be
The
invited
pleasure
here.
is entirely ours. To have you.
Absolutely.
But we always start our podcast film with our natural successes or fails of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a good, bad thing, middle round that's happened to you, notably that you kind of want to? We use this as therapy, effectively.
Effectively,
So, yeah.
Yes.
Is there anything that comes to mind you want to get off your chest?
This week,
Yeah.
well, Francesca Barald, who is probably one of the best map makers in the world, just
True.
finished the map
Fact.
for my game this
Oh,
week.
sick.
So that's a good
Amazing.
thing.
Big Nat 20.
I
Yeah.
love maps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maps are so
Yeah.
cool.
I've
We're gonna
seen the
gush over
little compass teas, and I'm like,
She's so good. It's like she's done maps for like Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones and
Yeah.
Diablo, and now my
It's
stupid
ridiculous.
game.
Oh,
Just very funny.
I'm feeling
It's-
rigid.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Do I have to do like a bad one as well?
No. If you
Okay,
got that
okay,
for 20,
that's fine.
Yeah, if that's your 20, then
Still
you're-
depressed, but you know it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. But the horrors persist, but so do we.
Come up, me and
Amen.
Laura have actually got a good one for a
You
change.
do as
don't we?
it's a joint.
It's a joint nat 20 for a
Yeah,
change.
like-
instead of-
Well, it's not a nat 20 yet. It might be a nat 20 this
Yeah.
time tomorrow.
I'm excited about it. I don't give a fuck. Me and Laura put in for a flat.
Yeah.
Finally.
We put an offer in
Finally.
on a flat. It's so much money, and I'm freaking out.
Finally, Hugh and Trish are getting a wee break. Honestly,
I
Us getting paid.
Do you know, the pair of them have been nothing but bad about Hughie and Trisha Fallon the whole way in
Hughie
the
and
car.
Trisha Fallon are beautiful, delightful
They
people.
truly
I
are.
was backing Huey up in the motor. I was just saying that as much as I love Trisha Fallon, I can't
Yeah.
wait to be fucking rid of her. In the nicest
she
way
listen to
possible.
this?
That is
No,
your-
she doesn't know how to work her phone. She can't
Okay,
listen to
that's
Spotify. It's
fine then.
That's your parental units.
It's
How
fine.
how possibly could you? Mr. Watt, have you
I
anything
was going
for
to
the
say
week?
Mr. C. No. Yeah, Nat 20. So we had it was
No
Becca's
fails, love
no
that.
fails this week. Are we going for this?
No fails currently.
Maybe I don't know. I think he's shaking his head.
Ooh.
No, it was my good wife's grand's 80th birthday. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
had a lovely wee celebration where we were round at her mum and stepdad's, and they brought in a private chef. to cater for.
Fancy.
No danger.
I think it was like 15 of us or something like that.
That's such a
for us.
flex,
But it
man.
was
That
like
is a big
such a
flex.
flex, and the food was incredible.
Ah.
The wines were beautiful as well. So it was just a very, very lovely chilled evening with the family
Fucking
before
hell,
we
that's
get ready for our
class.
sister's wedding in 2 weeks.
Amazing.
Laura, get me
Yeah.
a private chef so I know it's real.
I've actually got
Mate.
another nat 20.
Oh.
I'm gonna be an auntie.
Yay!
Oh, it's all happening this week. Greg C, bring
To
us
a
down.
private chef.
Are you joking?
Not to a child,
Oh, for
Oh.
fuck's sake.
Oh.
to a puppy.
Oh,
I'm so
okay.
excited. A little dachshund puppy.
Yeah.
And his name is gonna be Guinness.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited. You know where you could get a nice pint of Guinness?
Yeah, you
The
can.
variety bar on Sucky Hall Street.
Indeed.
Well done, Laura.
A rare Laura plug.
Oh, well
Indeed.
done.
It was natural. It was smooth. She is the divinity and the saint of this podcast for
I'm
a
so
reason.
proud of you right now. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Right, Greg C, do you want to depress us? Bring us down a wee bit here. What's happening, mate?
I mean,
We don't have to get in it, right?
let's
fine.
given our guest, we did talk about it upstairs just as before we came down in the podcast, but we did have a wonderful time, Laura and I and three of our friends,
Yes.
playing some
it was
Magic the
fabulous.
Gathering at Arcade, our good friends, run by actually one of Paul's friends, Mish.
Oh.
Shout out, Mish.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
A flashback in the day.
Amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a grand old time. We had some good scran, some good chat, some.
Great.
I mean,
Very
I got
fun.
bullied, so that's probably the nat one of it. But
No,
I
you
did give it.
didn't.
You don't
You
start.
were You were bullying us. You
Listen.
got counter bullied.
Listen.
None of us know how to play Magic.
Blue is a horrible colour for horrible people. I will say it, and I am a horrible person.
There's a Fitma joke in there somewhere.
But let's not.
Nice, but we're not getting into that.
Don't. I will take you upstairs
Woo! Oh, sorry.
because you forget I could pick you up and take you upstairs.
That's fair.
But yeah, you don't. You've just totally ruined the vibe now.
I know, you've killed
I'm
it.
sorry.
What a fucking idiot.
I'm sorry.
Greg C, play the music. Let's talk to our guest.
Dun, 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 cunt. But yeah, we do indeed have Paul Scott Canavan, who's a general creative powerhouse. So Paul, kind of take us back to the formative days of when it all kind of clicked into place. When did you know that, like, for what you do now, kind of was like, yeah, this is where I want to go?
Oh, yeah, just an impossibly huge question.
Oh,
Alright.
we
Paul-
don't do things by half.
Yeah.
Paul, what's the
Story.
meaning of life?
Yeah.
What is it
Why
mean
do
to
you exist?
Aye.
I don't
It's another
know.
go. No.
I've always been a creative weirdo, so I
Yeah.
guess like when I was a kid, writing was a big thing for me. Game
Mhm.
design was a big thing for me. I used
Cool.
to make role playing games for my sister and stuff like that. And I was not a cool child.
Well,
That sounds really cool. Oh,
Yeah.
current present excluded. Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely in the library, like photocopying Warhammer magazines, so I could take them home and draw on them. So yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, no, I don't know. My whole career has just been defined by creative stuff,
Mhm.
music, writing, and art. Art became my main job for some reason, not for any particular reason. You
Just have to be
breathing.
incredibly talented, but you know, it's yeah. Just
Sorry for
some
the
reason.
breathing.
No.
But no, art is the one I chose to pursue,
Mm-hmm.
and I've enjoyed it. It's been a fun career. I love doing it. Yeah, I worked as a concept artist in games. I've been an art director working on cinematics for games like Destiny and loads, Guild Wars and all sorts of stuff. And then at some point, honestly, I got kind of sick of working for people.
Sure.
Like I've worked in the industry for like an absurdly long time,
Yeah.
and you get to a point where working on Magic is great, working on D&D is great, Critical Role, all this stuff, it's all fun, but I always wanted to do my own thing, and I had this idea many years ago to do my own role-playing game. I think it was like literally like 16 years ago. I was like, one day I'll make my own thing, and I was like, it'll probably never happen. But a couple of years ago, got to a point where I was like, I either need to make a choice here, go back into like art directing full time, maybe go art direct for Magic or something like that,
Yeah.
or actually just try and make this thing I've been kind of noodling on for the last forever
Mhm.
actually become a thing. And I went insane and did it. I was like, screw it. I'll just do a Kickstarter. I'll like prepare for that. I'll give myself a deadline. I'll put myself in a terrible financial position by spending all my money on this because I have ADHD, and that's how that works.
Oh my god.
I'm in the same boat myself as well. So like, I'm working on something in the background, and it's yeah, I'm looking at my bank account going, is this going to be worth it? And there's nothing worse, but sometimes you just got to take that leap to kind of feel it.
Yeah, genuinely. It's something I wasn't really aware of at the time, but the more I've read about other creative projects from ADHD freaks, this is like a big thing. Absolutely ruin yourself. This is terrible. Don't take this advice. But if you do ruin yourself financially and force yourself to work on your thing and do a Kickstarter, and it's like, if this Kickstarter fails, I'm screwed. That's like kind of an interesting way to set up your whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the whole thing. So I still work for Magic and I still do stuff for video games and big companies sometimes, but now I get to work on, my literal dream game. And
Yes.
Dynamite.
It's
Truly.
amazing. Honestly,
Yes.
it's amazing. It's so good.
Yeah, we're all super excited for Pale Tides. Again, we were chatting upstairs. I mentioned on the podcast early days, like backed it immediately as soon as
Folk went mental. It was so
and
funny.
as soon as folk found out about it, they were like, "Yes, we need this." So it's as soon as when time happens for it to land, it is an immediate run at ASAP. Like,
Absolutely.
it will be consume, get it learned. And
I
get it on
know
the
like
table.
7-8 names off the top of my head that are
Easily.
going to fight to get on that table.
Truly, yeah.
100%.
I really want to play it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sounds really cool.
I mean, I'll
Yeah.
definitely give you guys a copy so you can like try, run
my
it,
God,
run it and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
Yes.
mine's is I backed the Kickstarter, so mine is on the way. So.
So I can get
Yeah,
it in.
yeah.
That's fine.
You are a fly bastard, honestly.
Gonna back it 'cause it's on late.
It's late pledge.
Yeah,
now,
it's still late pledges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
Pale
trickling
Tides,
in.
guys. Available for late pledge on Kickstarter. Do yourselves a favour.
Do it.
Yeah, just Google it. You'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, absolutely. So the inspiration you say, obviously, that for Pale Tides has been lingering around for a while. Where did the original inspiration for it come from? What kind of sparked, like, did you have like a natural interest in like Scottish folklore and stuff like that beforehand, or was it kind of as you went through days and kind of interacting, as you said, with like more creative people that kind of like spurred on, or?
No, it's a super good question. Like I've always been really into folklore. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with ghost stories and Scottish folklore is great because you just have a million awful stories like anywhere you go. It's just like, remember the time they burned all these witches or drowned mostly over here, but like drowned all these witches and like there's a million awful things. I was obsessed with that stuff when I was a kid. I just had all these books. My parents thought I was weird as hell. And they were right, and that's fine.
But hey, mum and dad, it worked out.
Well, let's see next year. But it's always been a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And working in games, I'm a huge video game person. I'm a massive loser. Like playing video games forever. Sorry, I'm a massive cool guy.
You're a massive
good
cool
company.
person.
You were
Yeah.
Great
speaking
company.
to the
Yes.
masses here.
Truly.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed. I mean, I play a lot of stuff, and like a lot of inspiration came in from other games as I grew up. Like Diablo 2 was very formative for me.
Fuck yes. What game?
It's Diablo 2 is a huge reference. There's even like Ormus, who's one of the characters from like Act 3, I think, is like a reference in Pale Tides.
I love it.
There's references all over the place. Hexen, which just got re-released, delicious.
Have you got a cow
That's-
level?
No, not yet. I mean,
Hey,
there's still time.
There will be when I run it.
Yeah, exactly. You can do what you will with that.
I've never played Diablo.
Oh, you should play
Yeah,
Diablo
There's
2.
no cow level. Don't worry.
I genuinely think you'd love it, honestly.
I don't know what.
Yeah.
that
It's a
means.
Diablo
nice.
joke.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
then.
You can play Diablo 4. That's got some pretty
Yeah,
good
Diablo 4's good.
Scottish accents here and there
Yeah,
for Blizzard.
Yeah, for Blizzard.
As Blizzard goes, you
Yeah.
know.
Cool.
Yeah, but no, like video games in general. Like, I'm a huge Dark Souls fan. Bloodborne was a big influence, obviously. Just a million things throughout. As you get older, as you become an old weird guy, all these like things kind of coalesce. And I've had a lifetime of working on games as an artist and an art director, which is like helping lead a team to produce a vision or whatever. All these things kind of coalesce to the point where I was like, oh, I actually could do these like spooky stories that I've always loved and like maybe create a new game system, something that's interesting and all fits together and make my own thing.
Yeah.
Such a shout.
Definitely.
Aye,
It really is.
100%.
So you mentioned a lot of video game inspiration there. Is there any TTRPG? Did you kind of interact with tabletop role-playing games in in your younger years? What was where did you start in the tabletop sphere?
I think my first TTRPG was Shadow Dark, and that was like when I was a child.
Yeah.
Like, so I didn't understand it at all, really.
Yeah.
And then Cyberpunk, early versions of that, I was really into.
Oh,
But also a lot of tabletop stuff too, though. Like a lot of Warhammer. I was massive into Warhammer.
Yeah.
Gorka Morka, all Necromunda, all that stuff they were like really inspiring experiences for me as a kid. Because they were like merging tabletop with role-playing games in a way that
Yeah.
you don't actually see that
No, you
often
don't.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what we kind of spoke about. Is like, there is that wee slight difference between you've got your tabletop games that are just right. This is your action, this is your combat for people that love that, and then you've got your TTRPGs for people who like a wee bit of story, like a bit of role playing.
Yeah.
As a Necromunda player as well, that's what I mean, as much as you know I love playing my Warhammer, I'm Kilking until I die. But the best thing about Necromunda is like you name your wee dudes.
It's so stupid.
So
What?
You name your dudes,
so
but
much fun though.
I know what Laura's referring to. Like you name your guys and they have like lasting injuries, so you build this lore. So Laura plays the Escher gang, which are the kind of warrior queen drug dealers of the Underhive.
Yeah.
Sick
And
hair.
one of her
God, yes.
one of her players got hit with a flamer and was unfortunate enough to catch fire. And when
Okay.
you're on fire, you panic, so you run a certain distance to the dice and a direction with the dice. Laura ran immediately into a wall, decked herself, and then slowly burned to death over 3 turns because every time she rolled to try and put herself
I
out, she couldn't.
stand up. It was so bad.
So it's a trauma response.
It's ridiculous.
Necromunda
It's
rocks for
so
that. I mean, I had a guy who had like amazing armor. I'm like, nobody's going to be able to hit me. My armor's class.
Yeah.
So I got hit with a shotgun that did no damage, but it knocked me back. I was standing on a walkway and fell effectively 50 meters to my death. So I gave this guy all these fucking brilliant guns and grenades. Like, this guy is the shagger. Nobody's touching him. And some like fucking like scum rat with a shotgun just sent him hurtling to his death. And I love that shit because I'll remember that forever now. Like every time I look at this model, I'm like, he's a piece of shit. Because you've got that little. Because Necromunda has that kind of that role play kind of storytelling sort of aspect. You're always going to look at these models like, oh, that's that dumb bitch that burned to death for 3 turns. Do you know what I mean?
And that mechanic you're describing is basically in my game because the witches can die and come back, but when they come back, they always lose something.
That was going to be my next question, right? So for the people who didn't hear Greg C's glowing review and praise for the upcoming game, give us the little pitch. So what's the game about? We know it's Scottish witches and folklore and things, but let's hear it from the creator himself. Give us the elevator pitch.
Sure, this is definitely going to be very succinct. Okay, so it is a role-playing game where you play as witches. So it's set in basically an alternative take on Britain. You've basically got Scotland and Ireland to the north, and to the south you've got Wales and England. And the goal of the game, the concept of the game basically is that the church has come in. The church has arisen in power and upset the balance of nature, as they did, in fact, in real history. And the same goes with the Industrial Revolution. You've got these kind of 2 concepts going on that are upsetting things. Creatures that once lived in the forests and maybe were slumbering for a long time have now been upset or angry. They're having a bad time. And so the witches you play as are known as the Hexen. They're basically war witches. The concept is like witches in general are quite placid. They are, they were very repressed people. Healers and people who were like big in the community, mostly women who got killed by the church. The Hexen are basically a faction.
Woo, death by
Yay!
Laura.
It's very bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Hexen are basically a sort of caste of witches who are just like, actually, fuck this. We're gonna actually fight back and try and restore the balance. So the things you're doing in the game is based on one-shot format. So it's like a series of one-shots, nice and clean. You're not like wandering the lands forever. You find a case that you want to investigate. You are then there at the place and you go off. Kind of Blades in the Dark inspired. It's like nice and quick. And the game mixes a kind of combination of investigation, a little bit of Call of Cthulhu, kind of like trying to work out what's going on. Hunt Showdown, the video game, if anyone knows, is a big inspiration.
yes.
Dynamite game.
Yeah, it's like, trying to work out what the thing is that is causing the problem. You come to a town, like people have been calling out, like we actually need help from witches. And witches are massively mistrusted in this game. But they're like, okay, we actually need the Hexen to step in and do something here because all our children are being taken and we don't know why. It's classic folklore stuff.
Yeah.
And your goal during the case is to deal with whatever the thing is that is causing the problem. The thing that makes it interesting is that the things causing the problems are not always the real problem. You don't have to kill anything in this game to progress. And actually,
I like the sound of that.
yeah, because witches are not historically like out there stabbing folk.
True. That's a good point, yeah.
I've played a lot of role-playing games over the years. I know what people are like. I know what you sickos do when you play your game. You're like, oh, just stab the little link.
If you could see what happens on an average rollway at night, it's fucking what a bunch of unhinged motherfuckers we have in our community.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh.
Especially in your games, notably.
Yeah, Aye, fair enough, actually.
Yeah, it's like no, you just bring out the bloodlust in people for some
Yeah,
reason.
don't know what it is.
Yeah,
I think he just plays games that are very bloodlusty.
Like
You
Spire.
do, and you give them too much rope as
Yeah.
well. You're famous for that.
Yeah, that's not fair to say.
Yeah,
But that sounds awesome.
it sounds incredible.
Combat in games is a fucking nightmare sometimes. So
Yeah.
a game that's like, oh no, the goal is not to kill the thing.
To
It's
solve the problem.
to solve
Solve
the
it.
problem.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
And you can solve
Yeah.
it by killing the thing, but it's actually not the best way to do it. And
Mm.
often there are other, there are themes in this game. I'm sorry. There are themes.
Talking
Patriarchal,
mic.
feminist themes about like power and how people manipulate religion to control people. There's a lot of themes in the game that are the whole game is basically built around these concepts. So yeah, sometimes the things that are upset and causing problems are causing problems because of systemic problems in the area that they exist in.
yeah,
So yeah, it's that's the core concept basically. You go in, you have a thing to deal with. Maybe there's more to the story. You explore clues. You try and find out what it is. And it's also very inspired by like Phasmophobia, if you know that
Ooh,
multiplayer game where
Yep, yep.
Oh, it's-
a big part of it is
So
like,
good.
what is this thing?
Yeah.
Is it a bad horse? Is it a worse horse? Folklore is terrible for
truly.
this. And then
everything is a horse.
everything,
Aye.
most
Yeah.
things are
Folklore,
horse.
everything is a horse.
Yeah.
I mean, if you read folklore, everything's either a horse or a sexy woman because those
Yeah.
are
It's
the
a-
two
it's a-
big
it's a
problems.
Sexy woman horse.
It's a sexy horsewoman that ate children.
Yeah,
yeah.
There we go. All the children have been eaten.
But yeah,
Oh,
no, I'm
gosh.
loving the sound of this game, and let's say from what I read on Kickstarter and everything like that, there it looks, well, it sounds incredible. The imagery looks amazing. Whoever you got to do the art for it, they're top notch. Well done.
thank you so much. What a cool guy.
He sounds like an ace dude.
Yeah, he sounds
But no,
really
even
nice.
like from a DM standpoint, that sounds so. Blades in the Dark is my current like go-to favorite system just now. This sounds, if anything, even less planning than Blades in the Dark because it's almost like, right, what's the problem? Well, you tell
Yeah.
me what the problem is,
Yeah,
and that's it.
pretty
Like,
much.
I
yeah.
don't even need a sheet of paper for that.
No,
That's-
exactly.
No.
This is my game.
Greg W. famously went,
Notoriously famous.
went to
Hates
an
paper.
event to run a game for Roll With It and brought out a single A4 sheet of paper with the two words "haunted house?" question mark.
Question mark.
And that was his entire DM prep.
That was it. For 4.5
Nothing else.
hours of D&D, that was the only prep. And you
Yep.
smashed it. I've
Yeah.
never met anybody who DMs like you. That's insane.
I
Yeah.
try, but this game sounds very much in that wheelhouse, right?
So yeah, you
What's the issue?
created Greg
Mhm.
W's perfect game where he
Yeah.
doesn't even need to
Very
prep.
much so.
I think I will say I think it is a game for good GMs
Yeah,
because it's this is maybe we don't need to get this into this discussion now, but it is an interesting thing between like crunchy games and very like just vibes games.
Yeah.
Like I think Pale Tides lives exactly in the middle of that where
Ooh.
the rules are crunchy enough that you as a GM you have a lot to work with.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a lot of
absolutely.
systems that basically exist to create fun opportunities for the party to have to deal with a scenario.
Mhm.
Like there's a notoriety system in Pale Tides where actually showing yourself using magic to people basically gives the GM counters that they can spend on stuff to fuck with them.
Big fan of that. Big fan of that.
Because the whole point is you're witches. You're living in a world where witches are burned
And
routinely.
it
Yeah,
gives,
fair.
it gives
So-
us a chance to play the game with
Yeah,
them a little
exactly.
bit
So
as
the
well.
GMs can really interact and like have fun with it. It's like you can do that if you want, but it's going to cause a problem. And you see the GM adding little counters there, and it's like
I like it.
if they get to 10 counters, they can unleash witch hunters or a mob or whatever happens. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
That is a good shout though, but if you think about
Yeah.
like simple to crunchy,
Star Trek's got a similar system.
Mm.
Players gain momentum by doing things, but GMs gain threat that they can then spend to make things more difficult. So if they're in like space and they're like, oh, like there's a Klingon ship, well, I'm going to spend 4 threat to add 2 more Klingon ships to that
Yes.
to ramp up the kind of the pressure on the team to like we need to
Mhm.
figure this out rapid because the rest of the armada's on the way.
because I feel like, I mean, maybe personally, in the you know the shit I run at my tables, but it seems to be, if accidentally on purpose, I'm going for the sort of simpler ones, so the ones that aren't as crunchy. I mean, I've played crunchy ones before, and I feel
Yeah.
like if you've got it nailed down and you know the rules, crunchy can be excellent.
Yeah.
But in terms for like at the speed that we play it, at the consistency and the like the frequency we play at,
Yeah.
your stuff like your motherships and your Spire and your rules light, crunch light stuff seems to be doing a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Just in terms of like, even not in just like people that have been playing for years, but engaging new players, like the kind of newer stuff. I mean, because I know Laura plays a lot of stuff like Scurry and that's like very rules light
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and Root.
I think it's
Kind of
just better for getting people into the game.
Yeah,
you know, like
100%.
D&D's fine. I have no problem with D&D, but it's as the default game to get people
yeah,
in.
Exactly.
I always find that a little uncomfortable because I'm like, there's way easier games to teach. It's like we're talking
This
about
is
like
what we do. We get them in the door with D&D, and then we hit them with Pale Tides.
I like that. And they're like, oh, this is easier.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so
Why?
much better.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
literally happened at game nights before where people was, is this D&D? You're like,
Aye.
sit down, I'll
Yes.
show you.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Sit
You'll like
down.
it, I promise.
Right, you're a pirate.
Yeah, completely. Well, to be honest, that happened when I ran Power Rangers at arcade
yep.
once. The folk were like, "Oh, is this the TTRPG night?" Yeah. Are we playing D&D? Kind of. What do you mean? It's like, well, you're going to be Power Rangers. I'm in. Like, yeah. Like, and the system's so easy. Like, but I suppose to kind of get on that a little bit, Paul. Was that the kind of most difficult part of creating Pale Tides? Creating the mechanics, or is it narrowing down the kind of options for, as you say, like you've got this wealth of knowledge of Scottish folklore? Was it narrowing it down to what you could makes like a succinct story of what Pale Tides is now going to become? Was that the kind of bit difficult battle there, or
I think like the big one is getting the game system to work.
Yeah.
You know, like I think to me, coming from I'm a little bit blessed because I can kind of, the art is just like whatever, I can do that because I spent my whole career doing that.
True,
So
yeah.
it's like that's the easy part.
yeah,
Sorry, I sound like such a dick.
I was saying to have that energy.
Yeah.
I don't need to worry
Yeah.
about that.
yeah. And fortunately, it's backed up. But
Yeah.
yeah.
It's purely an experience. Like art I can do.
Yeah.
Like it's I'm not saying it's like all easy, but like that's for the most part, that's the part that I'm comfortable with.
yeah.
The stuff that is more tricky for sure is like making the game system. Making a game system from scratch is insane.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make any sense. Originally, the game was designed to use Cypher, which I love. I'm
Oh,
a big
yeah.
fan of the Cypher
Okay, yeah.
system.
Mhm.
I feel like the Cypher system's a great system for people who want to get into D&D. They want to roll a big old D20, but they want to have the rules a little bit kind of easier to parse. Originally, I was using that, but then, over time, it just kind of developed to the point where I was like, I kind of need to make my own thing.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of like, anyone who's designed an RPG will know this. If you have like specific systems that make sense for your game, like in Pale Tides, for example, the moon, like big concepts, like the moon is a big mechanic in the game because it changes phases
Yeah.
as the game progresses, and it provides a framework for the GM again to have fun messing with like basically like a 4-act structure for the game.
Yeah.
Because in the first phase, certain things are easy. In the second phase, certain things change. Every time the moon phase changes, the game changes. And Pale Tides uses like tarot deck and dice.
This is the thing that has me really excited.
Mhm.
Is the tarot deck?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's. I think it's cool.
Have an excuse to buy a tarot deck.
Yeah.
Yes.
God no.
Or you
Well,
could.
if you go to the
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter, you can get your exclusive.
Do I?
Special
I
5
will
suit
probably-
tarot deck.
Yeah.
Again,
I've
I've heard
got
the
it. I
art
was
on it's pretty
looking-
good, but that's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
different.
I don't even know. I haven't even finished it, but yes, it's probably fine. But yeah,
Conceptually, yeah.
but that's the thing. Like, if you're working in a system that has big like ideas, it becomes harder and harder to turn D&D into this without changing so much of it. At a certain point, I've seen this happen with like my friends who did Teeth, for example, Jim Rossignol and Marsh Davies.
Mhm.
Like they had the same thing where like they were doing like a Blades in the Dark game, but they needed so many new systems. Like they have a game called Gold Teeth coming out soon, which is like a pirate game.
Yeah.
And like, so they're having to change it so much and like turn it into their own thing.
Mhm.
And that's how games happen, I guess.
Yeah.
And Pale Tides at this point is like, so many things have changed from the original. It's a D6 game. It also uses the tarot. It has like time in it. It has the notoriety. It's like, it's become its own thing over time.
Yeah.
Which I love because it's cool to make your own
Yeah,
thing.
you see it evolving and going, right, this is growing legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how we've got to this point and stuff like that. I love that.
Yeah.
'Cause it's a good insight for like us, because we just we play the games.
Yeah, we just play them.
me and
You do
Laura-
all the work.
Me
We
and Laura
play
have
them.
talked about creating something, but that's
I would love to create something.
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Like-
really can.
But I
as
would
well.
just rip another system off completely.
I think that's how it starts. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of systems start like
you take
that.
the best parts of the systems
Yeah.
that you like and
Yeah.
kind of go, right,
Mhm.
how can we do this and do
Morph
this
it together.
and morph it
yeah,
easy?
because I love the system Scuddy works off of.
Yeah.
It's just
I haven't.
super.
I've not played that. I know of it, but I have not
Oh.
played.
I love it. I love it.
It's wee
Oh, I
animals.
love it so much.
Laura's
It's
in.
fucking, it's delightful.
Yeah.
It's got the dice pulley thing.
Yeah, so it's like an exhaustion system almost. And it very one-shotty. So, but like, so when you say Pale Tides is kind of kind of designed for like one shots.
Yeah.
But then saying the moon, I'm figuring, okay, so is that one shots over like a period of days?
No, because the moon in Pale Tides is an insane thing that doesn't make sense.
Okay, awesome.
I can explain how it works. I don't want to get too clunky on a podcast, but like basically the TLDR is there is a tarot deck that lives in the center of the table. It's a 5-suit tarot deck, which makes it weird, which means it has 92 cards potentially. Anyway.
Wow.
So yeah, absolutely unshuffleable, massive cards. But basically you use cards to cast spells in the game. And the concept there is that casting spells is affecting the world. It's very Discworld. Discworld was a huge inspiration as well. Like, spells are living things; they affect the world around them. And every time that deck, as it dwindles, and once it ends, you reshuffle the deck, and the moon phase moves forwards.
Oh,
and it basically acts as like
sounds really fast paced.
It is quite fast if the Hexen are casting loads of spells.
Yeah.
If they're not, then it's slow paced. But spells are way more powerful than doing anything physical. So it's like, again, it's giving the players lots of fun things to do. It's like, do you want to go out there and cast an absolute shit ton of spells and deal with the consequences? If so, go for it. And for the keeper, the GM basically, the keeper has like options like, hey, if you get to Moon Phase 3, something happens. The Kelpie gets found. The villagers find the thing. It evolves. It does something, blah, blah, blah. So it's like little toys for the keeper to play with that are tied directly into what the players are doing, essentially. So yeah, it does move. It can move fast, but it also could move
It can also
slowly.
move very slow.
Yeah.
But then it's entirely
Awesome.
dependent on what you're running as well, because if the moon phase is like kind of hindering what the players want to do, they may go, oh, well, we need to spin this on, so we need to like get through
And
the
like
deck.
resting will spend a few cards. Like there's actions they can do. Like if they choose to take their time, yes, they can expend cards just
they
through
go.
time having.
Yeah.
And also entities will spend cards, etc. too. But
I was like,
will be
there's a lot going
late
on.
pledging that
You know,
immediately because
yeah.
that sounds amazing. Because I like games that you're kind of punished is the wrong word, but
Like
you kind of,
mechanically encouraged,
you're encouraged to actually do things, or you face the
Yes.
consequences of actually doing things. So in Scurry, it's like
Yeah.
a pool of dice. So you start on D20s and then you work down from there. You start on D12s. I'll need to double check because it's been a while since I've ran it. But you start with whatever, and then you work down to D4s, and it's like 4 rolls of each. And a success is always 4 and above. So you can see where this is coming. When you start rolling D20s, oh, beautiful, nice and easy. You're unless you're really shit,
Like
you're
me.
always going to succeed.
Or Sean.
Or
Or
Sean.
Sean.
Wait, hold on a
maybe
minute. though.
actually, yeah.
The last time I played anything with Sean, that little shit rolled 4 nat 20s in the same combat as a paladin.
Are we talking about the same Sean right here?
Sean, yes.
Sean who sounded like he got
Yes.
shot in the back when he got in that one in here once?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Wow. Amazing.
So I
But
will,
yeah, so
Sean, I
obviously
will
you
refute
roll
that.
you roll a D20. There's like a 90% chance there's there's like an 80% chance you're going to succeed. But then you go down to a D4. What is the chances? Really, like you're
1 in 4,
25.
normally.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
25%. But like obviously, fuck
Such
up.
a shit.
Fuck a lot
You
of
took
you.
the word right out of his mouth. I heard
Well,
the cogs turning.
You've got a
like, ding, 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 ding,
25%
ding.
chance of succeeding. So like there's exhaustion.
Yeah.
Like you're going to suffer the consequences
Yeah.
of your actions.
Well, you'll be
Which is
glad to
great.
learn that is a system in Pale Tides as well.
Yeah,
So-
baby.
So
Ding,
much.
ding, ding.
So
is
yeah,
my
there's
job.
a mechanic in Pale Tides called Will, which is basically like a separate resource. It's a pool that you can spend to gain extra dice when rolling things. It's because I love gambling systems in games.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan, and like again, I don't need to go over the whole system, but like PT combat works kind of similar, or like PT actions work similarly, where it's like you need 3 successes to do this. That's a 4+ on a D6. You look at your stats, you look at your skills, how many dice do I have?
Yeah.
And then you can spend will to draw more dice. So it's like, I'm going to spend 2 will and try this. And if you once it's spent, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And if you run out of will, then you get to roll on a table because I'm a sicko and I love tables. We're back to Necromunda, baby.
My favourite thing, if you put a gun to my head, if I could pick one tiny little aspect that I love across all of TTRPG is random generation tables. I fucking love a table. Love it. Take all the thinking out of the equation.
Yeah.
Just give me a big old table to roll numbers on. Mothership have got the best because they've got D100s. I'm like, great, all the options.
Oh, and you've got like a million
Million
tables.
A million for Mothership.
Mothership.
Yeah.
So many stuff. The fact that there's an injury table that has 100 results on it, that just that gets my goose
very
going.
good. Yeah,
So fun.
and that's kind of how death works as well. Where it's like every time you die, you roll another d6. So the table goes on and on and on, and
Incredible.
yeah. Anyway,
It's so good.
But even like the hexen, as like obviously that's the class and stuff that you're sort of playing as, and if you're not already fucking totally buzzing over the phrase battle witches, I mean, come on.
yes.
They've got the sort of paths as well, because I was reading up on that kind of stuff. They just like they have like their own sort of like kind of types of kind of spells and magics and stuff that they do. I'm already sold on the path of death. That sounds so dangerous. I'm into it already.
Yeah.
Fucking with stuff you're not supposed to understand. It just sounds so cool.
Yeah, it's like classic archetypes, right? And it's all tied into like real witchcraft. Witchcraft. So you've got, like the typical if you look at a pentagram or a pentacle, you've got your spirit, your air, your fire, etc. Each of the 5 classes paths you can follow apply to one of those archetypes. And the idea for that was that each would kind of feel like an archetypical I can't talk character from another story.
Gotcha.
To something like Sabriel is kind of like if you've ever read the Garth why don't I can't that's a thing, right? Am I going insane? My brain does not. I have so much ADHD. But yes, like that's the kind of necromancy type class, and then you can do like a fire class. You can do kind of a water blood, which is a little bit more bloodborne. So each of the 5 kind of paths have their own feel to the way that they interact in combat. And then some of the spells they can cast, most of them are unique, but when you come to doing rituals, that's when you combine 2 types of spells together. So if you want to do a ritual of banishing, for example, which is very hunt showdown, like one of you will need to hold it in place, basically like hold the entity in place with a spell. And it's done by applying like placing cards on the tables. It's very visceral. And then the other one places these cards as well. And then you need to succeed every turn to hold it in place so that the banishing ritual can happen. And if you get interrupted, bad stuff can happen, blah, blah, blah. So yes, there is, it's interesting doing like an all caster game.
Yeah.
Because there are a few of them. Like I think Arc Magica.
There's a couple. You don't see it much. It does exist, but I can't think of one right now. Can you?
Definitely not.
Not one that's like built into the like you can obviously run all caster
definitely
parties.
not. You
but-
don't. You don't play as casters and definitely not wizards. I don't know. I've not played it. I actually don't know what the aim of that game is.
You're pretending to be wizards, but none of you are wizards.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
That's very good though.
Mage the Ascension, I suppose, maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
fair enough, actually.
Yeah, mage is up there.
But how long did that take us, Tinko?
That's true.
Uh,
So, obviously, you're talking about the system there and the way that it's all kind of working. Like, how, obviously, it's set, Scottish mythology, so it's set, back then. Are you seeing it as, almost system agnostic, or setting agnostic, where it's like, you could set that now and run like a one shot, like it was based like kind of now and stuff like that?
That's a very good question, and maybe that will be a future thing.
Yeah, see how I pulled that thread? And got
Yeah,
that?
no. That's no.
The
It's,
jumper
it's
has unraveled.
that's good though. No. The idea. So the idea for PT is that the expansions and future content are going to be defined by the period they appear in.
Yes.
So the first game is in 1700, like roughly around there. But I already have plans for. I have so many plans for this game. It's absurd.
Because that's what you
Amazing.
need, and that's why,
Yeah.
the ADHD definitely helps with that, doesn't it? Because all you do is right, what if I did this and this and this and this and this?
It's so good. I never sleep. All I think about is this game. But yeah, that is a thing potentially in the future. Like I have plans for like a future World War II set sort of version.
Yes!
Using
Sick!
the tide. So the system I'm designing for Pale Tides, which I'm calling the Tide system because it sounds sick. Basically, it can be applied to other games, of course. People can use it. People can do whatever the hell they want with it, really. But yeah, I do plan to do Pale Tides, potentially two Pale Tides games set in different time periods because the Hexen will exist. They were formed in this time, and then the horrors continue to happen.
The horrors persist.
the horrors truly
so
do
do
persist.
we.
So do we.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Amazing.
love it, man.
Oh, I'm
like,
so excited.
I think it's rare that you've got a game where all 4 of us are desperate to now DM
Yeah,
this
it's
game.
really
Because
fun.
we've got pretty varied tastes as DMs.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, like you've kind of joked and prodded at it earlier. I usually play something where you're some sort of lefty radical.
Down with the system.
Yeah, down with
Sorted,
the system.
easy.
That kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laura has. Well, you say you haven't, but you've kind of pigeonholed yourself towards anything with nature-based,
Nature-based.
Nature-based,
cutesy
yeah.
animals.
There
that
are
sort of stuff.
familiars. There you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Love that.
Greg W is king of the shit houses. Fucking Blades in the Dark, hijinks. Even your D&D one shots are fucking mental.
Yeah.
I mean, your favorite system is like Paranoia. So enough
Yes.
said.
Yeah.
And then Greg C. I mean, can we put you in a category?
Nope.
Not really.
Trauma.
Greg is
Trauma is his
Yeah, all right,
category.
fair.
You are good at making people sad. I'll give you that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I still remember
yeah.
the 10 candles game you run. We had like 3 people actively bawling.
Yeah.
That's
First
another huge
10
inspiration as well.
candles
Really?
I
games.
love 10 candles.
It's so
yeah.
good.
Did,
That
did you just
first-
like observe us and just go, right, what games are they playing and what
What do
games
they
are the
like?
best
Yeah.
games that they love playing?
What do you
let's,
roll it
make-
like?
let's merge them into one.
No, I'm just such a sicko for interesting role playing games,
Yeah.
and that does mean I've played everything. Like
Yeah.
your motherships, your 10 candles, your Delta Greens, your like a little bit of everything.
Yeah. You are
So
singing
we
our love
touched on that
languages.
a tiny bit upstairs, but that's again that's kind of where Roll-It is. I guess that's where we are now. We started at D&D, and it's like you said, D&D is fine, and I think that's kind of where we're sitting right now. D&D is fine.
Yeah.
It's all right, but there's so much better stuff up
There
there.
really
All you got to
is.
do is peel the plaster off a
Yeah.
little bit and see what's underneath. Like all the other indie stuff, everything that we've kind of came across.
Yeah.
I mean, we could maybe count on one hand things we didn't really like.
Yeah. Probably.
Everything else has been dynamite.
Yeah.
Everything's been so
I
much
didn't
fun.
like Cyborg.
Right, okay, that's right.
But that's on me, not
That-
the system.
Very much
That's
on
just
Laura.
me.
Yeah.
Were you running Cyborg or were
I
you
ran a
playing
game
it?
of Cyborg and
How was that?
oh, it's a fucking nightmare. So this was when Connor was like eyeballs falling
Yes.
out all
Oh,
over
yeah.
the place. So I was sort of manning the helm, terrifying in the first place. My intention was to run a game of Morkborg.
Which was in the car, you just couldn't find it.
I couldn't find the book.
In the car.
It's very
And,
bright.
I
Yeah.
couldn't fucking find it. So I was stuck running Cyborg. And it's not a slight on the system. The system is fantastic. I know fuck all about Cyberpunk.
Fair.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
at least when I ran it, I knew fuck all about Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Now you
So
know
it was very, very stressful
Yeah.
because I was like,
Yeah, you know.
cyber police and laser toilet.
That's it.
Ah,
But
and
you-
that is
you-
the running joke now.
But
Laser
you've
toilets.
played Hunters of Cyberpunk 2077 now.
Yeah.
So I think if you ran it now, you could be like, oh, I get it. Oh,
There.
are we breaking the studio again?
Yeah.
Yeah, something fell.
Greg W's ADHD has found the break shit.
But no, you've played a lot of 2077 now. I think if you had to run it now, you could probably get it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I think that's such a good example of like the difference between super rules light style forward games and your incredibly crunchy
Yep.
style doesn't really matter games, right? Like, and I think that's one of the things I've found with Pale Tides that's been interesting is that people expect this to be an art game
Yeah.
with maybe some rules, whereas I'm approaching it kind of the other way around. I'm like, the rules are actually the part I really care about.
Yeah.
Like it needs to be like fun, but also needs to explain the world to someone who doesn't get it. Like if you don't understand cyberpunk, then at least it needs to be like, hey, here's the themes.
Yeah.
Here's what typical tropes are. And for my game, yes, it's set in its own world, but it has plenty of its own tropes. You know, it has all the stuff you'd expect from like a 17th century horror game, basically. You know, all
Definitely.
the spooky guys.
And has that changed your appreciation for systems that you're playing just now in terms of, like, as you say, like something that's like art heavy, that's style heavy, that's rules heavy? Is that kind of changed how you interpret games when you go to play them or run them? Is that changed your perspective on TTRPGs as a whole?
Yeah, I think it's something that's like a little hard to like nail down.
Yeah.
What I like about games, like Morkborg is such an interesting game because it's like
Mhm.
unbelievably cool, slick presentation, but I also don't know how well I would run it.
It's very rules light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
I
sorry.
kind of fucked with me a little bit because
Yeah.
okay, so like Scurry, very rules light. The way I play D&D, very rules light. But Morkborg rules light in a different way, and I was like, oh wait, what? Huh?
yeah. And where
Morkborg always feels like it, because I run it a lot. I love a Borg. It's in my top 3 of systems. I'd love it to bits. It's to the point where Borgs, I feel personally, they almost run themselves. So you get the base sort of rules that like you tell, part of the rules is you tell the player what you want them to get. So it's not like, oh, roll me a dexterity check. It's like, no, I need a dice roll of 12 on this. And then you already know what the expectations are. So you're not like, oh, hang on, what modifiers have I got? Wait, did you give me Bardic Inspiration? Or have I still got Bless? It's none of that shit. It's like, did you get 12? No. Okay, you're dead. Sick. Here's a new character.
Yeah.
And it's just so quick.
Yeah.
I love a Borg.
I think like for me, Heart or Spire are like the kind of sweet spot, and that's kind of a big inspiration for PT. Yeah, like for me, that's like the sweet spot. Where it's like,
was that this bad when Niall was in?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was just checking.
Yeah.
Love you, Niall.
Shout out, Niall. No, Spire is I mean, Grant Howard, just in the off chance you're listening, I love you so much for what you've given to the world. Get on the pod, please.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
Get
on the pod.
I'm in the Kickstarter backers for all of your books.
He's just on Blue Sky, like making random systems on one pagers, like doing fucking nothing constructive. Get on the pod.
That's why his neck's so massive, because he's just holding up the TTRPG community on his shoulders.
Corey Taylor.
Sorry.
That is a tangent and a half to be just went
so
on there
sorry.
for no
I'm
reason.
so sorry.
That's so good. But yeah, so as you were saying, like rules light games are like Borgs are kind of just a different vibe now entirely for you.
I think they're cool. But I like a little bit more. And like I think a lot of my experience comes from video games, and I actually try to apply that more to what I'm doing than other systems. Yeah, obviously, I'm stealing stuff left, right, and center from other systems, but I think that like one of my big early game things was like RPGs don't have tutorials very often.
True.
And that was a big thing for Pale Tides. Like when you start the game, at least in the I don't know if this is going to be in the Taster campaign that's going to come out in October, or if this will wait till I'm doing a free release of basically the rules and everything in October. But my plan for basically how Pale Tides will work for teaching is that it is a tutorial. Essentially,
Hell yeah.
First session, you get given characters based on a little, very Sims-like quiz. It's like, you will probably like this person. And then you play through the campaign and they probably die at the end. But my thought process behind that is like, when you start a new role-playing game, you don't really know the world. You don't know the rules. So like, why are you creating a character within a world where you don't really understand the concepts? So you give players a character, you let them explore the systems, you let them find out like, do I like this? Do I like this death path that my stupid quiz gave me? If not, maybe I like what my friend was doing with this fire path or with the blood path or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, you let them create their own characters and then go off on an adventure after that with understanding of how the world works.
Yeah.
So I like stuff that's super rules light, but that's not really what Pale Tides is. It's actually a little, it's right in the middle.
Yeah, as you were saying earlier, it's like
it's
kind of
not mega
spot.
crunchy. It's not super rules light. It's like kind of right in the middle.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, giving the people the taster though, that gets them in the door.
Yeah.
And then you just go, right, cool. Now you can do this ability.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I love it.
Definitely. Have we got anything else from the Forever DMs? Anyone get any other questions for our
So
wonderful
like
guest?
you've listed off tons of systems, all of Connor's favourites.
Yes.
Yeah, I just did my research.
I'm a very happy man.
I won't say
Not that complicated.
I won't say your favourite, but like if we say a top three, what games are you really, really liking or you've enjoyed?
Just ever?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Like TTRPG specifically.
Yeah, TTRPGs.
Okay, I think Numenera Cypher
Yeah.
system, I think, is like is a classic. I really love how it still has the complexity of a D&D, but it like simplifies it enough that I'm not having to do maths too much, which I hate because my brain doesn't work. So yeah, Cypher's the big one. I think Blades in the Dark is really cool. I also don't like the flashback system, which doesn't make any sense because that is the thing that defines it. I just don't know how to run it, quite frankly. I've never... There's something about it where I'm always like, it feels like you're taking the piss. It's like, there's a door and you're like, well, 7 years ago I saw a door in a dream. And then I'm like, fuck off, mate. Like, so I respect it.
That's amazing.
I don't know. There's something about it. It's very good.
Yeah.
And then Mothership is one I haven't run yet, but I'm kind of fascinated. But I watched the Quinn's Quest video on it and I'm like,
we love
I'm
Quinn's Quest.
absolutely
Quinn's Quest is
rock
so
hard
good.
thinking about playing that game.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's just, I mean, you start flinging stuff at me if I end up going over 10 minutes.
Dude, go nuts.
What I
Go
love about
nuts.
Mothership, and I mentioned it before, is like so much of their stuff, even as it released, was crowdsourced.
Yeah.
So people got like, well, what do you think would make a good module for this? Here's our system, batter it in, and it's all in these little trifold takeaway menus, and there's only so much you can fit on those without getting ridiculous with the font size, and some of the creativity that's just come out of like the fans of it before it even came out. is unbelievable. There's people that have made their own audio logs, VHS recordings. It fucking
So
rules.
cool.
Motherships. Fuck. If it's Spire, then it's Mothership. Then it's Borg. I think for me.
That's it. That is
And
like your Mount Rushmore. of
it really
games.
is.
Yeah,
And there's only 3 of them.
yeah.
Who's the fourth?
Probably Heart, to be fair.
It would be Heart.
It
Heart
would be Heart and
rules.
Heart.
Spire
is
and Heart are
basically
like,
Spire.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
Mothership rules, man.
let's get some questions from the Peanut Gallery, aka
Yes,
our
indeed.
Discord. If
Hi.
you're not already in the Discord,
Get in the Discord.
Get in the
get
Discord.
in the Discord.
Yeah.
Man. To start with an easy one, our pal Jade.
Shout out, Jade.
Paul, how does it feel to be cool as fuck?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not. I'm such a loser. I literally.
I
It's like we've now in the generation, so I feel we've probably played similar times. So
Yeah.
we grew up when it
Yeah.
was this is not cool. To
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
we're the fucking coolest kids in the playground.
Like you're
Absolutely.
doing something that
Yeah.
like we all probably are dreaming of doing.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really sink in that
Mhm.
way. Like
Yeah.
I think I want to do an inspiring answer, not like a down on it answer. Like working on games is just working on games. You work on you work on stuff, you work on Magic, and then you're like, it's fine. You work on Daggerheart, and you're like, this is a train wreck. Like there's
Wow.
there's loads, but a very good train wreck, and I love you, Matt, and I love you.
Yeah.
But no,
You mean Mark?
No. Yeah.
Oh,
different-
yeah.
Mark. Yeah.
But no, it's I don't know. It's cool working on this kind of stuff, but also it never sinks in
Yeah.
a significant way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I suppose
Because-
it's your Monday to Friday.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, all artists have ADHD
Yeah.
and depression.
Honestly,
We're all
Yeah.
completely
And we all
messed up.
have imposter syndrome as
Tons
well.
of
Oh.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Major.
And that's like, I don't want to take too much time, but like coming back to
Take all the
your
time,
point
all it.
earlier where you're like, talking about confidence around art. That's such a funny thing. Like the whole kind of like making the art's easy, but making the games hard.
Yeah.
All my imposter syndrome is around writing and making the
True.
game and making the
Mhm.
same game system because like people are you're all gonna play it and you're all good at games and stuff and I'm just
fuck out of it.
Yeah.
I'm just a fucking
not
idiot.
No.
So
Yeah,
like
I work kind of idea.
yeah, so in response, like it's like yes, I've done some cool stuff and I'm very
Yeah.
lucky to have worked on cool shit. But also it never sinks in, so I just feel like a little
Yeah.
goblin guy. I don't know. Don't perceive me, please.
Don't perceive.
Just
me,
leave me in the
please.
corner with
Please.
my camera.
Do not
Fuck
perceive-
off.
Just let me make my stupid game and play it, and then never talk to me. Thank you. I love you so much.
That was a really tough question. It just
That's a great question.
Drop
That's a
out.
great
Fuck's sake,
question.
Jade, stop doing that.
Yeah.
That was a great question. Thank you, Jade.
question, man.
Adele, is one of our other friends, asked a fuck ton of questions, let's be honest.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
a million
But
questions.
one of
We
the...
should have just brought her in for this one,
should
right?
have.
Yeah.
Should have.
Yeah. She got very excited. I seen as soon as I posted asking for questions in the Discord, she was the first thing that popped up going like
Love you,
fervently.
Adele. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
But she asks, how did your love for illustration develop? Was it the creativity aspect already there, or was it a case of finding the source of inspiration and development of the passion and skill? So in terms of like whether
Great
it's
question.
artistic or whether
Yeah,
you know,
Dale's
your
cool as fuck.
photography, your musicians, like,
Yeah.
obviously you've got quite a wide variety of creative drives, but
Sure.
was it kind of one of them that sparked first?
Yeah, I guess. Oh God, I mean, looking back on my career, and I think a lot of artists will say this: like, forms of creativity are just like different languages. Basically, they're
Mhm.
ways of expressing ideas that live in our stupid brains. And for people who are like a little bit more art inclined, or maybe were privileged enough to be like encouraged to explore art, which I was very, very privileged in that way. That's often like one of the best ways to express your ideas. Everyone can look at a piece of art and go, "Oh, that makes me feel something." Whereas looking at a paragraph of text doesn't necessarily work the same way. So yeah, for me, like storytelling through art always made loads of sense. I was not great. I'm still not great. I'm like very good at specific things. But like, I think that like delving into art as your career and your sort of focus as a person is really exciting. And over time you express different things as you grow and develop. So I don't know, I've already forgotten what the question was, but basically, yes, illustration, it's cool. It was exciting to learn, And I'm still learning all the time because I suck at it sometimes. But that's the nature of being an artist. The nature of being a creative person is perpetually exploring your own stuff and hating what you do and sometimes loving it. And it's weird and it's great.
It's a never-ending story.
You are sitting with it for Monday to, I say Monday to Friday. You are not sitting with it Monday to Friday. You're sitting with it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
All night as well.
If you've got ADHD, you've always got that voice in the back of your head.
So you're seeing it. So you're seeing
And most creatives do. That's the sort of mad thing I've discovered because I teach a lot and God, every student I have.
Your drawing streams are amazing. They were so much fun. I can't draw for toffee, but
you also have your workshop starting in October as well.
Yeah, so I do mentorships. I do art mentorships. They're not the cheapest to be fair, but they are designed for people who are working on their. I'm not here to plug that. Whatever.
Plug all your stuff.
No, it's gross.
Do it.
I got another one.
Go.
So this is coming from our very good pal from YouTube. We got Mr. Renegade Rich.
Indeed.
And they're asking, how did you go about researching Pale Tides? So much of what was written about that time, like witchcraft and was accused of witchcraft, was problematic at best.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah. Honestly, just reading books and being interested in that kind of time period. I mean, the concepts around witchcraft in general, there are people who will argue that it's not a sort of way of controlling women, which I think is kind of nonsensical. But if you look at the history, Christian church came in, variations of the church came in, and essentially we're just anything we don't like is basically bad and should be destroyed. And obviously that's where you get your devilry and your witchcraft and blah 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 blah. I don't think there's one particular source. I've always loved this kind of stuff, and I've always enjoyed reading books. There's Black Moon Botanica, a wonderful shop in Edinburgh everyone should go to. There's actually two of them now.
I know the one you mean.
Yes, there's two. There's one on Thistle Street now, and there's one on the lane that I can never remember the name of. Grey Friday.
Will we get this on the list for the next visit when we go through?
Oh, it's great. Brooke, who runs it, is actually one of my consultants on Pale Tides.
Incredible.
But yeah, so just reading a lot, watching a lot of YouTube videos. It's that sweet ADHD. I will paint and watch every 40-hour dissection of Scottish folklore to learn all about the Knuckle of V and all the creatures that I've always loved. But
you also just stuck at the end there. Are you coming to Tabletop Scotland in September?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm actually very bad for going to convention stuff because I'm actually very a little quiet little freak. Even though I don't necessarily express that very much. I'm very introverted.
Greg's done a bunch, but me and Laura, we used to go to Acme Comic Con back in the day, but we were ticketing illegally because we didn't know what we were doing. That was fun.
Illegally.
We were giving
people leaflets.
Nobody
shouted at us.
But apparently you needed a stall to do that.
Yes.
If you've met our mate Shouty Liam, he was running up and just flinging business cards at people.
Incredible.
Which somehow worked.
So, it worked.
Yeah.
A handful of people came along at game nights.
Definitely.
I don't know if they still do, but it kind of worked.
Tabletop Scotland's a lot of fun. I'm going this year.
Okay, we're going to get tickets then.
Yeah, I'm going to go
When
on
is
Saturday, so it's a lot of fun. Saturday, I want to say the 12th of September.
Okay,
we really need to go.
I'll get
It's
tickets.
at the Royal Highland Centre.
Amazing.
I may well come along just to hang out and say hi to people.
We can get you on our free.
That'd be great.
And get you on our free.
I would love that.
I know the
I'll hang out.
organisers. Genuinely,
Love that.
But yes, in terms of the game, I'm working on Pale Tides play test. Play Tides right now. So
playtides.com.
Yeah,
there you go.
that's actually really good. So yeah, next
I'm
year.
just going to buy that on GoDaddy.
God damn it! I can beat you. How can you?
The ADHD are racing.
I need to pee too much.
No, you're fine.
But no, next year I'll be doing the circuit of all that kind of stuff and running it more, and also potentially bringing on buddies who do GMing better than me. I love GMing, but again, I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. I'm just a little introverted boy. I get scared at GMing for randos.
That happens
really
to
scary.
be happens to be cool as fuck.
Let's
I
go.
suppose to combine a few questions and a very loaded question. What is your favourite either photograph, piece of music, or illustration you've ever created?
Which one of your children is the best?
That's
The house is on fire, you can save one.
Question.
And it can be, I suppose, from Pale Tides. Should it?
No,
be
it's
as well?
not. That'd be too lame. No, I think my favorite piece was my first Magic card
Okay.
because I'd wanted to work on Magic forever,
Yeah.
and I never really knew if that would ever happen. And then Jeremy Jarvis one time just Should I tell the story of how I got work
Do
on
it,
magic?
please.
It's so,
Yes.
it's so
Totally.
stupid, and it will apply to this audience.
Yes.
Okay, I'd worked in games forever. I'd applied to them for like 5 or 6 times, whatever. And then eventually I quit one of my jobs because I was having a mentee bee, a full-on
We've all
mentee
been-
bee.
We've all been there.
And I decided to spend like a few months just working on my portfolio so I could send a very tailored portfolio to Magic. Basically, like, here's a land and a character and I show you what I can do, because previously it was all concept art garbage. So I made this portfolio and I uploaded it to Imgur.com. Is maybe I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah, whatever. Under the title, I'm a Scottish fantasy artist who wants to work on Magic the Gathering one day, or some total wank like that. And inexplicably, this thing went viral.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
And I got an email from Jeremy Jarvis, who's like the
Wow.
head art director,
Yeah.
that very night, being like, "Welcome to Magic the Gathering."
Fuck
Amazing.
yes.
And I came. No, sorry, no, sorry.
Finish skipping through the door.
I cried. Sorry, cried.
cried,
That's
yeah.
the word I was looking for. I cried.
Oh, holy fuck.
I did actually cry though.
Yeah, that's
wow.
honestly fair.
But yeah, the first piece I did for Magic was a card called Rustwing Falcon.
Yes.
It's just a freaking bird, really.
Bird?
Cool, though.
It's a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
bird. I
You
need
like
bird
bird?
cards.
It's
Okay.
a it's a
I need
one
bird cards.
white one. I can't remember how Magic works.
I've
I don't even remember
played
what it is.
My commander deck one time.
Okay,
That was only the second time I've ever played, and I need birds.
get my bird in there.
I'll get your
Yeah.
bird.
I forgot
in
what colorless mana was called there, so I'm clearly
Yeah.
not very good at Magic. But yeah, that would be my favorite because it's like iconic to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible. Well, unfortunately,
let me Google that so that I can buy it.
Rustwing Falcon.
True.
Rust
Unfortunately,
wing.
we have hit that time of the podcast where time is time.
No.
Paul, we can't thank you enough for
Yes.
coming. It has been an absolute pleasure. We could have probably done another hour on top. but,
Absolutely could have done another hour there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's absolutely
I feel
phenomenal.
like your brain is
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
it's pickable to a point where it's,
Absolutely.
it's endless. But to
Right.
kind of, I suppose, make you feel a little bit awkward, feel free to take a moment to plug as much as you want to plug, anything you want to shout, scream about. Hopefully, Pale Tides.
Where
'cause
can we
are-
find you? Where can we see
Yeah.
your stuff? All that good stuff here.
Yeah, sure. My name is Paul Scott Canavan. I don't know why I use my middle name. It sounds really wanky, but that's my name everywhere. I do. The late pledges are still open for Pale Tides. It's coming out next year, so if you still want to grab a copy, actually, what I will plug is this game is insanely high quality because I've spent way too much money on it. So
Yes.
if you want a really high quality role playing game with
Fuck
sick
yes.
art, check it out. But yeah, you can still do late pledges. Just Google Pale Tides Kickstarter.
we'll
You can
have
go
a
to
link.
Just do
Yeah.
it. We're gonna put it in the
bit.ly/Kickstarter
Discord.
or Pale Tides, whatever. Yeah, that's it. Don't follow me anywhere else. Who cares?
Blue
Yeah.
Sky, Insta, like
Blue Sky, PaulScottCanavan.com, I think.
Yep,
is-
it is.
How does that work?
yeah,
Uh,
find
Insta-
all of the incredible artwork.
Plug all your socials.
Search for my name
on-
and you'll find many things, including articles about how terrible I am, posted by Gamergate weirdos.
Oh, love
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Can't-
yeah.
can't
specifically
wait.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, and then
Woo.
just even though that was like months and years ago, still get in the comments and tell me you are fucking wrong.
Yeah, don't be a twat.
Could
Fuck.
be a nicer human. But yeah,
Aye, aye.
Don't be a twat.
yeah, I think that's a great way to end the
Fucking
podcast.
grow
Don't,
up.
yeah, don't be a fucking arsehole.
Don't be a
Especially
twat.
to our new pal Paul. So yeah,
Exactly.
fuck off.
Exactly.
But yeah, that'll do it.
Amazing.
Love it.
Awesome.
Time
Thank
for
you for
pints.
having me. Love you
Pints.
Thanks
Have
for
a right
coming
one.
along.
all. And thanks for the questions.
Yeah, thanks for the questions, pals. I suppose to round it out, rollwit.co.uk, get in the website, get in the Discord, join us at our games nights,
Join the community.
have fun.
follow us just like Connor's going to follow Paul home.
Just a wee bit.
And, yeah, we'll see you down the line when
Well,
we
he
start
better
playing
not.
Pale
He's
Tides.
taking me and Greg home.
That's what you think.
You're all coming back to mine tonight.
Yeah!
Let's go.
Weirdos unite!
Thank